Hello, welcome to my weekly update and welcome to my new home. So yesterday I moved for the second time in like 2 weeks, and I moved everything I had from my old place over to this one. So I am not having a good day at all today. My back is, it was hurt before and now it's worse. I also had food poisoning last night, so I am not doing well today. I'm barely hanging on here. I've just basically been sitting here trying to relax as much as I can. I'm gonna take an Epsom salt bath later because hopefully it'll help relax what's going on back there. But ultimately I'm gonna have to find a chiropractor near here to essentially decompress my spine and also give me an adjustment because it feels like I have a lightning bolt in my back. And of course it's jammed up here too now. So it's like the whole thing is just not cooperating very well with me today. But I did it and I'm here and I really like this place. I would kind of pan around or show you everything, but honestly, movement is not my friend today. So, and it's also, it's just like a sea of boxes and just kind of chaos right now. I did post a walkthrough when I first got here yesterday on TikTok. I'll see if I can pull that down and get some clips up on here to show you like I've got this room, I've got a private entrance, and essentially what this is it's a room rental through a service called PadSplit, which matches tenants to rooms for rent. And this is my second PadSplit, and I'm honestly thrilled with this place so far. Like I have 3 other roommates, but this house is pretty big. I've heard someone maybe once. I haven't seen anyone really. I have my own entrance, so it's really private. I'm all the way on the other side of the house from them. So I think that this is really going to be a good fit until I can figure out what the next step in my life is. Starting over is never easy, and it's kind of like the gift you get that you never really want until you need it. And once you get to a point where you think that starting over would be a blessing, you're usually not in a good place. So ultimately, I'm just extremely grateful to be where I am right now. This house it's peaceful. It's in a very quiet neighborhood. It has a huge yard. And like I came in my second trip yesterday, it was around 9 o'clock at night. It was a little late. And so it's dark when I pull in. And as I pull in, I see all these deer, grazing in the front yard. It's just really peaceful. And then out back is like a deck with seating and then a screened in back porch, and then also like a sunroom area that's all common space. So I think that this is going to be a good fit here because this room is huge, and I actually have a couch, king size bed, then a kitchen table right here. Also furniture. Like I don't have any furniture. I lost the majority of that kind of thing through toxic mold exposure and also leaving a relationship. I just didn't want to bring that with me, if that makes sense. I just wanted to leave that stuff back in the relationship from whence it came. So I am starting over from essentially scratch. I can fit all of my belongings right now, almost all of them, in 2 minivans. So that's where I'm at. And honestly, I'm just grateful to be in this position because it feels like from here forward, it's just going to get better, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I've been up to this week, is getting that kind of ready to go, finding the place, getting all the work that goes into moving. And I hadn't even unpacked at my old place because I had hoped that something like this would happen. So it's got its own private entrance, table, and then also a bed, a nightstand. It just feels really cozy. And then I love the workstation that's like an actual desk. So it's not, there's like places to put things. And I have my own bathroom, I love this, and a bathtub. So yeah, an Epsom salt bath would be so nice. And then out here is the back porch, is my private entrance to out here. So I'll try to keep the cars off the live. so it's actually private. And I'm also sharing on social media like why this move was necessary, and I don't want to give away too much of the story because I am sharing this on social media, but I will say that essentially I rented a room on PadSplit. I get there and there's someone else living in my room. And then the landlord puts me in a downgraded room and starts pressuring me to cancel the booking with PadSplit, essentially leave PadSplit altogether to sign a lease with her private real estate company. So there's more layers than that, but I don't want to give away too much more because I'm going to be posting about this on my social media channels. And really, the one bit of news I am going to share other than the move for this week is, guess who called me? The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. So back on March 1st of this year, I filed a formal complaint with the Attorney General for essentially what the FDA was doing with natural desiccated thyroid supplements, because at the time I was taking them. Now, granted, I have hypothyroidism that I think most of it has resolved at this point, but back then it was a necessity for me. And whether I'm taking it or not, this is kind of like a pattern with the FDA. So anyway, I file this complaint and I cite 4 things in the complaint: medical deprivation, economic harm, violation of patient autonomy, and possible administrative overreach. Now, I feel very strongly about all of those topics, but the one that I feel really strongly about is the administrative overreach, because it's a pattern. Look at what's happened with the peptides. Look at what's, more specifically, if we're going to talk about peptides, the GLP-1s and the compounding pharmacies and kind of that whole thing. Like, there's just so many different ways that this happens, but it seems like it's always for the same reasons. So this woman calls me from the FDA and she sounds like a, public relations person. She calls me, she leaves a message and tells me, to give her a call back if there's any questions I may have. And initially I was like, I don't have any questions. Like, I know what's going on. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, no, I think I do have some questions. I didn't call her back because I was in the middle of the move. She called again the next day. So I still haven't called her back because I want to be prepared for this phone call. I want to have all of my ducks in a row. I don't want to be like this. Like, I want to have everything kind of all worked out, and I still have to unpack my computer and everything. So I don't know. I'm going to get started on kind of putting together like a list of questions and talking points just to get myself organized for that phone conversation, and then of course have it. And I will be reporting on here during my weekly updates as to how that conversation went. And I will also be sharing that information on my social media channels. So like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Those are the primary channels that I'm using right now. That, and of course, YouTube. I'm also on Rumble. So that was kind of a phone call that made me go, I bet I'm on a list at least in one place now. So I don't know what's happening with that complaint. I haven't heard anything from the Attorney General, nothing like that. Just the FDA reaching out to me, which is this news, right? So, all right, I think that's it for this week. I'm going to get back to relaxing for the rest of the day, and I hope that you also have a relaxing Saturday, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.